Wishing all our viewers a very happy Holi. We are live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. In Moscow attack, Russia court charges 4 men with act of terrorism. Over 137 people killed and over 150 injured in Friday attack. India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar speaks to his Russian counterpart, reaffirms India's resolution to continue fighting terrorism in all its manifestations together with Russia. India slams Pakistan at 148th IPU Assembly in Geneva, says Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh will remain an integral and inalienable part of India. No amount of rhetoric and propaganda from anyone can override this fact.
Pakistan would be well advised to stop its terror factories that continue to launch countless cross-border terrorist attacks in Jammu and Kashmir.
UN Security Council to vote on new Gaza ceasefire draft. Israel bans UNRWA's food aid convoy to North Gaza. The Festival of Colors, Holi, is being celebrated worldwide with diverse cultural integrations, symbolizing the victory of good over evil and encouraging harmony. Latest update from the Moscow attack. Russia court on Sunday late evening has charged 4 men with acts of terrorism in connection with March 22 deadly concert hall attack. Video showed all of them being marched blindfolded by masked police into the court. As per the court statement, 2 of them have admitted their guilt. All 4 are to be held in pre-trial detention until at least 22nd of May. All were arrested hours after 4 gunmen on Friday night stormed the Crocus City Hall on outskirts of Moscow and began firing on some of the estimated 6,000 people who were attending a rock concert. The attackers also set fires which engulfed the venue and caused the roof collapse. Russian authorities said 137 people were killed and more than 150 injured. India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar held talks with his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov and conveyed his condolences on the loss of lives in Moscow terror attack. In a social media post, Dr. S. Jaishankar said, and I quote, spoke to Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, conveyed our deepest condolences on the loss of lives in the horrific terrorist attack in Moscow. Interacting with the Indian community in Singapore, Dr. Jaishankar reaffirmed India's resolution to continue fighting terrorism in all its manifestations together with Russia.
Russia is a country with which we have always had a positive relationship. Both India and Russia have taken that extra care to look after each other's interests.
The UN Security Council is set to vote on a resolution on Monday demanding a humanitarian ceasefire in Gaza during the Muslim holy month of Ramadan. The resolution put forward by the 10 elected council members is backed by Russia and China, who vetoed a US-sponsored resolution on Friday that supported an immediate and sustained ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas conflict in Gaza. The 22-nation Arab group at the UN issued a statement Friday night appealing to all 15 council members to act with unity and urgency and vote for the resolution to halt the bloodshed, preserve human lives and avert further human suffering and destruction. Since the conflict broke out on October 7, the Security Council has adopted 2 resolutions on the worsening humanitarian situations in Gaza, but none has called for a ceasefire. The head of the UN Palestinian Refugee Agency UNRWA said on Sunday, Israel had informed the UN that it will no longer approve UNRWA food convoys to the north of Gaza. UNRWA chief Philippine Lazzarini in a social media post said that is outrageous and makes it international to obstruct life-saving assistance during a man-made famine. He added these restrictions must be lifted. He warned that the move will speed up the coming of famine in the north of Gaza Strip and said that many more will die of hunger, dehydration. As unrest in Haiti continues, clashes broke out between the national police and armed groups on Friday, leaving a gang leader dead. Haitian police has launched a retaliatory operation as the Caribbean country has been gripped by violence since rival gangs unleashed a wave of attacks this month. The conflict has killed thousands and displaced hundreds of thousands. Peace justice officials were seen on Friday recovering a dozen charred bodies who were allegedly members of the gang and burying them in a mass grave at a cemetery in Port-au-Prince. As Russia-Ukraine conflict continues, thousands of consumers in Kharkiv are left without electricity supply after a Friday missile attack. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky expressed his concern and said that strict electricity schedules are being followed to combat the situation.
The situation is very difficult. More than 200,000 customers, apartments and houses in the city of Kharkiv and one of the districts of the region are without stable power supply and are subject to rather strict electricity schedules. The local authorities, all service and the government clearly understand the time frame and technical requirements for normalizing the situation.
A hearing is being held in New York City today to determine whether one of Donald Trump's criminal cases will go to trial. The trial was expected to be getting underway this week, but a judge decided to delay proceedings. Separately, the former president also faces a deadline to pay millions of dollars after a separate Manhattan judge found him liable for fraud. William Denslow reports from New York.
Well, Monday is expected to be an incredibly busy day when it comes to Donald Trump's legal battles. If we first turn our attention to Donald Trump's hush money case, this could be the first of Donald Trump's 4 criminal cases he faces to go to trial. He faces 34 counts relating to allegations that he falsified business documents. This case is tied to allegations that Donald Trump paid hush money to a porn star ahead of the 2016 presidential elections, charges Donald Trump has vehemently denied. Now, this case was expected to go to trial on March 25th, on Monday. However, a judge at the last minute delayed that by at least 30 days. This was because a tranche of documents was released by federal prosecutors, around 119,000 pages to be precise, most of which pertaining to an investigation into Donald Trump's one-time fixer, Michael Cohen, who is now expected to be the prosecution's key witness against the former president. Now, Donald Trump says that this case should be dismissed. His team says that Alvin Bragg, the Manhattan DA, the district attorney, failed when it comes to their obligations on discovery. They want to see this case tossed completely or at least substantially delayed. As far as the DA is concerned, well, he says that he's been asking for these federal documents from federal investigators for months. He also says that on last review, only around 270 of those documents were relevant so far. All eyes will be on Judge Juan Merchan to see when this trial will indeed, this case will go to trial, if indeed we do get to that point. Another key development expected later on Monday is a deadline for Donald Trump to pay what he is owed in a civil case when a judge ruled that Donald Trump was liable for fraud when it comes to allegations that he inflated the value of his assets to obtain favourable terms from lenders. Donald Trump faced a $355 million fine. Taking into account interest, though, that spiked to over $450 million. Donald Trump's team says that over 20 bond firms have rejected their advances, and essentially the question is how Donald Trump will pay for this fine. On social media, Donald Trump says that the case has been a witch hunt and a scam. He says that he should be the one paid damages and not the other way round. So real question is, what could this mean to some of Donald Trump's most famous assets, things like his properties here in New York, Trump Tower, for example, such a prominent part of the New York City skyline. A slight complication there, though, is the fact that Donald Trump doesn't own many of these properties that have his name on them outright. So that could mean seizing any of Trump's properties here in New York could be very complicated indeed. William Denslow in New York reporting for DD India.
Well, as counting of votes is underway in Senegal's presidential polls, initial tallies have shown competitor Bassirou Diomaye Faye leading on Sunday, prompting opposition supporters to go out and celebrate early. To choose Senegal's fifth president, millions of people participated in a calm day of voting on Sunday. The election came after 3 years of extraordinary political unrest that led to violent anti-government demonstrations and increased support for the opposition. Well, let's take a look at what's happening around the world. 4 people got killed after a race car drifted off road and hit spectators at a rally in northern Hungary on Sunday. At least 8 were injured. The reason for the crash is not yet known, police said in a statement. Brazilian police arrested 3 people on Sunday, including a federal lawmaker, in connection with the 2018 murder of Rio de Janeiro City Council member Marielle Franco and her driver. Franco was shot dead in her car as she left an event on the night of March 14, 2018 with her driver. With Easter around the corner, people across the world are participating in various events to celebrate the Christian holiday. An Easter-themed hat parade in Hong Kong saw people donning unique hats and marching to band music. All right, and still to come on this edition of DD India Live. We show you how the festival of colors, Holi, is being celebrated across the world. Poll fever grips India, parties releasing their lists of candidates. We bring you report on country's geographical divide and elections. In IPL, Royal challenges Bangalore to face Punjab Kings at M. Chinnaswamy Stadium in Bengaluru.
Where information shapes our reality, one app stands out, helps you stay ahead of time. Introducing the DD India app, your gateway to a world of news right at your fingertips. Your most trusted source of news goes global, goes digital. Explore a world of options, top stories, live updates, in-depth analysis, and more. Stay informed wherever you are. Real-time alerts keep you ahead of the curve always. The DD India app, connecting you to the world one story at a time. Download now and explore the world of knowledge, insights, and authentic information.
While you're watching DD India Live, I am Siddharth Bharadwaj. India slammed Pakistan once again over its absurd remarks on Jammu and Kashmir. Speaking at the 148th session of the Inter-Parliamentary Union Assembly in Geneva, Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha, Harivansh, representing India, emphasized India's status as the largest democracy in the world, a model that many countries aspire to emulate. He critiqued Pakistan's track record on democracy. Addressing Pakistan's claims on Jammu and Kashmir directly, Harivansh reaffirmed that the union territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh are integral parts of India. He highlighted the futility of rhetoric and propaganda in changing this undeniable fact.
I take the floor to reject the preposterous comments made by Pakistan against my country. Lectures by a country which has an abysmal track record of democracy is laughable, to say the least. It would have been better if Pakistan did not undermine the importance of a platform like IPU by such absurd allegations and false narratives. As regards the Union territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, they have been and will always remain an integral and inalienable part of India. No amount of rhetoric and propaganda from anyone can override this fact. Instead, Pakistan would be well advised to stop its terror factories that continue to launch countless cross-border terrorist attacks in Jammu and Kashmir while farcically claiming to champion the cause of human rights. IPU members are well aware that Pakistan has an established history of harboring, aiding, and actively supporting terrorists.
All right, let's get you the latest on what's happening in India in the run-up to the world's largest democratic election in India. The dual interaction between geography and political decisions and the geographical structure of the election system are an essential part of elections in India. The vast topography and cultural diversity play a major role in planning and conduct of elections. More in this report.
India, the largest democracy in the world. Apart from sheer number of voters, there are many other factors that make the planning and conduct of elections a huge challenge. Geographical diversity, climatic conditions, socio-cultural diversity are addressed in the meticulous planning for elections by the Election Commission of India. A high grade of professionalism, continued innovation, technological integrations, and strategic interventions come into play to ensure free, fair and credible elections in a country as vast and diverse as India. Due consideration is given to the topography and the ease of travel of voters. Along with this, the security management, religious festivals, harvesting season and climatic conditions also play a key role in finalizing the dates. Also, the Commission keeps in mind the schedule of school exams as teachers are also deployed for election duties. The Election Commission of India has developed a number of tools such as vulnerability mapping deals with preventing voters from being influenced wrongfully in relation to exercise their right to vote. ECI manages the polling station, infrastructure and accessibility of voters as well. A set of rules under the assured minimum facilities take care of proper accessibility to the polling station. Braille facility in the EVMs, proper parking facilities, clean waiting sheds, etc. Force deployment plan along with outreach activities and voter awareness programs are also held to increase voter turnout to ensure smooth elections. The main aim of this mega exercise is to cater to the constitutional mandate and the premise, no voter to be left behind. Bureau Report, DD India.
Well, Holi, the color of festival, from the young to the young at heart. People of all ages embrace this festival by immersing themselves in a kaleidoscope of colors and dancing to the rhythm of their hearts. Well, let's take a look at India's most colorful tradition, which marks the arrival of spring and is associated with happiness, vibrant colors. Holi. Sakal gets us more.
It's again that time of the year marked by riot of colours, vibrant splash of different hues and shades across the Indian subcontinent, the Holi festivities in India. Holi, one of the popular festivals of Hindus of India, also famous as Festival of Colours, symbolizes love, arrival of spring with abundant colours, invocation of good harvest season while bidding adieu to winter season. The legend signifies Holi as a celebration of eternal and divine love between Hindu deities Radha and Krishna. Additionally, the day signifies the triumph of good over evil as well. Indian cities like Mathura, Vrindavan, Barsana and Nandagaon hold great significance in Hindu mythology as these places are associated with the life and times of Lord Krishna. The flavor of Holi here is world famous as it attracts teeming tourists the world over. The Holi originated and is predominantly celebrated in the Indian subcontinent, but over the years it has spread to other regions of Asia and beyond through the Indian diaspora. Holi festivities are also common in some Caribbean communities of Indian origin such as Trinidad, Tobago, Mauritius, Fiji, South Africa, Guyana, among others. Cutting across the cultural spectrum and age groups in diverse democracy like India, Holi celebrations are also about fun banter, smearing special color powder, traditionally called gulal or abir, on each other and feasting on specially prepared Holi delicacies. Holi festival also has a religious tinge, symbolically signified by the legend of Holika. The night before Holi, bonfires are lit in a ceremony known as Holika Dahan or burning of Holika. In tandem with vibrance of India's democracy, Holi ushers in with it the joy, the vibrance, the pomp and fervour, the grandeur, marking new beginnings with the onset of spring season. With Aarti Rana, Sakal Bhatt for DD India.
On the eve of Holi celebrations, Holika Dahan was celebrated across the nation. From Kolkata to Rajkot, people celebrated this auspicious occasion with great enthusiasm. Devotees performed puja during Holika Dahan. The vibrant festival is celebrated with enthusiasm across India. The Jawans of the Border Security Force BSF soldiers celebrated Holi with families of martyred soldiers on India-Pakistan border. The vibrant festival of Holi has enveloped the country with a distinct fervour resonating in Kullu, Himachal Pradesh. Residents embraced the festival of colours, adorning each other with abir and gulal. They also danced to the melodious tunes of traditional music and the rhythm of drums. Famous sand artist Sudarshan Patnaik celebrates the festival of Holi by creating a masterpiece on the Puri beach in Indian state of Orissa. A small island nation in West Africa, Cabo Verde, also held a colourful celebration of Holi. India opened its embassy in Cabo Verde only 9 months ago. Locals not only got drenched in colours but also enjoyed Bollywood music. The Indian Embassy in the United Kingdom extended a warm invitation to Indian students living in the UK. They were welcomed to India House to join the lively celebrations of Holi. There, amidst a cheerful atmosphere, they immersed themselves in the joyous festivities, painting the day with vibrant colours and savouring delicious sweets. Indian Embassy in the US also celebrated Holi with great fervour, where several members of Indian diaspora participated. On to sports now. In Indian Premier League, Royal Challengers Bangalore will lock horns against Punjab Kings in Bengaluru today. RCB played title holders Chennai Super Kings in the opening clash but tasted defeat. On the other hand, PBKS Punjab Kings clashed with Delhi Capitals and recorded a close 4-wicket win. RCB suffered a batting collapse and were rescued by their lower order, with a pair of Anuj Rawat and Dinesh Karthik dragging them to a competitive total. RCB skipper Faf du Plessis made a rapid start before Mustafizur Rahman struck twice in an over to trigger the slide. Rajat Patidar, Glenn Maxwell failed to open their accounts, while Virat Kohli looked a bit rusty too. Punjab Kings, though, made a better start, limiting DC to 174 for 9 before chasing it down in 19.2 overs despite a late stutter. Well, on to polo now. The Sahara Warriors team won the Indian Open Polo Championship 2024, defeating runners-up Jindal Panther in the final match at the Jaipur Polo Ground in New Delhi. In a nail-biting match played between the two of the finest polo teams that Indian polo has, the match was a complete justice in all aspects, where Sahara Warriors overcame Jindal Panthers by 8 goals to 5. Marking its 125th year of Indian Open Polo Championship, this year the tournament had 3 spectacular teams that participated. Captain of the Jindal Panthers team, Naveen Jindal, hailed Sahara Warriors and also said that polo is India's gift to the world, which needs to be preserved.
Today we played the 125th year of the Indian Open Championship. So Indian Open Championship is the highest level of polo that's played in India. And you know that polo is India's gift to the world. So I think today was an amazing match, and people, all the crowd, thousands of people here in Delhi, Jaipur Polo Ground. Jaipur Polo Ground itself is a historic polo ground. And so it was an amazing match. It was a very hard-fought match. But Sahara Warriors got better of us, and they maintained the lead from the beginning, and they played very well. But I think overall it was a victory for polo.
That's all for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I am Siddharth Bharadwaj from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live, and a very happy Holi.